Thank you to Crafton for sponsoring this video, as well as providing me with an early copy of inZOI. Hi guys, my name is Maddie, or A Cotton Sock, and I am here today to deep dive with you guys for the Create-a-ZOI features that are in inZOI. So this video, we're just going to be sticking with Create-a-ZOI. We're going to deep dive, really get into the nitty gritty of everything. And also, if you guys would like to play Create-a-ZOI, there is going to be a limited time playtest that is available to the general public. I will put the dates on the screen right now so you guys can play inZOI yourself, just the Create-a-ZOI stuff. It's going to be amazing. So I highly recommend you guys to test it out within this very small window. And if you're watching this well after the fact, I'm sorry. But you can relive this experience through me, I guess. So if you guys don't know, I did create a gameplay video a little while ago, and I said I would do some dedicated videos for all of the Create-a-ZOI stuff as well as the build stuff. So I will put a link in the top right to a playlist with all my inZOI stuff. So on the home screen of inZOI, you're able to load right into Canvas. If you don't know what Canvas is, it is the site. I will get into it in a little bit, but it's where you can basically download other people's ZOI and other people's lots and things like that. So that's really cool. It's great. It's like very clean. It has a beautiful UI on it. It's very easy to navigate. Anyway, I'm going to click new game here, and it immediately sends me into Create-a-ZOI. So you're not able to load into the game without creating your own family first. You always, as it is right now, you have to create a family and then you can get in the game. I think it'd be cool, like if I wanted to play one of the pre-made families, for example, it would be cool to give that option in here, like maybe load you into the map and then have a little create a family button on the map instead of having to have you make a family every single time. But of course, you can add your name. So I'm gonna name myself Maddie Cotton, and they, depending on the region you're playing the game and the language you're playing the game, your game may have the last name first or the first name last. So because I'm playing this game in English, and in Western culture, it's common to put the first name first and then the last name last. That is why mine is displaying like this. So this is my best attempt at my ZOI self. Some people are saying this looks like me. Some people are like, this looks nothing like you. I spent like 3 hours in here. One thing you guys are going to notice if you do play the Create-a-ZOI stuff when it comes out for the limited time playtest, you can spend hours and hours in the inZOI Create-a-ZOI stuff. It is very comprehensive, and I think it's one of the, if not the best character creator. And this is a bold statement, but I really think it is. And obviously we're going to show why in this video. So we're going to start out with the left side of the screen right now. Obviously on the top left, we have your ZOI's name. We have your ZOI's profile, which is what they're calling like all this stuff on the left. And we also have a sexual identity feature, which is that little pen with the paper. I can't change anything currently, but the genders we have currently are male, female, and non-binary. And then it's the same thing, attracted to, and then you can check on male, female, non-binary, which I really like that they are thinking about adding non-binary into the game right from the get-go, but I can't change anything as it is right now. So all we have right now is just male and female. Right underneath that, we have the age group of your ZOI. So we have children, young adult, middle-aged, and senior. One thing I want to mention right here is that yes, teenagers, toddlers, and they're calling it adolescents, but it's basically preteens, are going to be in inZOI. I got straight up information from the devs, and I will put the table that I created on screen right now. And here are all of the age groups that are going to be in inZOI. So do not worry, just because it's not shown in here where your ZOI, you would go from child to young adult straight up. That is not going to be a final thing. I assume that they did not include it in this specific playtest because they're probably trying to fix some things, trying to flesh it out a little bit more, the teenagers in specific. So do not worry, teenagers and preteens. I'm going to call them preteens because adolescents and teenager like is the same thing in my mind. It might be like a little bit of a translation error, but yeah, that's really great news. So anyway, right underneath that, obviously we have the gender. We can only choose from male or female right now, but non-binary will be added. And then to the right of that, we can actually hot swap our ZOI's clothing. So my ZOI has these boots on, and I can click the little eye and remove them if I want to, or even if I click this arrow, it will take it off completely off. Obviously on the top we have an undo button, so that's really nice because last time I played inZOI, this was not there. So that's great to see that we have a undo button now. Okay, right underneath that we have the traits. Now there is a lot to the traits in inZOI. One thing I actually didn't know until I read your guys' comments was these are based off of the Enneagram of personality, which is basically just a way to characterize yourself in terms of each personality type and each subtype, I guess. I don't know much about it, but that's what a comment said. It's just kind of a way to categorize yourself within the context of what kind of person you are. Really cool. I'm going to go through all of these. I'm going to click through all of them. And if you want to pause to read, you guys can. I don't want to read all of them because we will literally be here all day. But I want to make sure that I am documenting all of these personality types and traits, I guess is what they're calling them right now. One thing I will say is that the last time I played, they completely overhauled the trait system. So before you got to choose like a collection of traits that make your ZOI, but now you kind of get this general overview, kind of general trait with sub traits is kind of what I'm calling it. So if you can see under here under the mediator, we have keywords. So before on my first playtest, because if you guys don't know, I did get to playtest inZOI, the first round of playtests that were done, we had different traits we could choose from, like small traits that add up to a big overarching personality. So for example, before I would have been able to choose easygoing, affable, indecisive, composed, stubborn, and confident. But now what they've done is they have chosen a overarching trait of mediator that encompasses kind of minor or more subtle traits to encompass the mediator. I hope that makes sense. So they have overhauled the trait system. That's great to see that they're still kind of tweaking these things and working them out. One thing I will say that is brand new to me is this desired life button down here, which is fascinating that this is optional, because this is something that in all the other life sims I've played, this is something you have to choose for your character. You have to choose a desired life, and the fact that it's optional is a really interesting take for me. But anyway, we have abundant life. I'm gonna move myself again just so you guys can pause if you want to read them a little bit more. We have tranquil life, loved life, life of growth, free life, life of overcoming, life of contribution, creative life, wise life, and challenging life. So we have a lot of different desired lives in here. I'm gonna choose challenging life. Okay, and then on the right of the screen, my head was covering it before, but we have our ZOI presets, and also we have canvas downloads that we have. So I'm going to introduce canvas right here because this is very important within inZOI. They are very, very much so pushing canvas, which is understandable why, because this is a really great way to interact with other inZOI players and things like that. So if you can't tell what canvas is just from me scrolling, this is where you can upload your ZOI. So here's one of my boyfriend that I made. These screenshots you can take in and upload to canvas are absolutely stunning. One thing I like about canvas is that it includes all the downloadable presets in here. So for example, this ZOI that I made of my boyfriend, it's including his outfit, it's including his face, and it's including his hoodie, I guess. I can't tell what these are, but you know what I mean. Like, it's including all these different presets, and you can add tags. You can also, if you're like working on a ZOI with someone else, you can add contributors and the author of each individual piece. One thing I like that I did with canvas, and if you've been following the videos that I've done talking about Kjun's concerns is what he's calling them, but Kjun is the lead producer of inZOI, and he is someone that he went to college for painting, and so he is very much so pushing for making sure that people get proper credit in the authorship of this. So it's been really interesting following the development of specifically the author and contributor tab here, because I know that the devs at inZOI have done a lot of work to make sure that people are going to be properly credited for, you know, not just only their ZOIs that they're creating, but also the houses, because yes, you can also upload houses on the canvas. It's going to be really interesting when modding gets introduced, if mods you can also download in here. And obviously we have some other tabs: discover, we have trending, we have a guide over here, we have you can sort by creations, creators, or hashtags. We can also click on ourselves. So my name is a cotton sock on here, and I can see how many likes I've gotten. I can also link to my YouTube YouTube, my Twitter, and my Instagram, which I have done, and you can see all of my ZOI creations. This was the first version of myself, which was so bad. It was nothing like me. I don't even know what was going on here. I spent a long time on this ZOI too, and I still can't make myself. This is my second version of myself, and I think it looks a lot more like me. And then here is, of course, my boyfriend that I made. So that's Canvas in a nutshell. We can, I mean, sit here all day and look through everything, but I think you guys got the general gist of it. So with that said, underneath my head, by the way, we have a studio button, and you can also hide the UI. So if I click on the studio button, I can just basically take pictures of my ZOIs as well as change the background here, which is pretty cool. Change the colors, and then you can also change the lighting and the direction of the lighting just like that. You can click reset to reset everything. You can also change the backlight, and this is how I was taking the pictures, like the really nice pictures on canvas of my ZOI. Specifically, the one that came out the best was my boyfriend's ZOI. Surprisingly, like the photography here is just chef's kiss. So that's how I posed him like that. And yeah, speaking of poses, you can also pose your ZOI. So if you go under here, you can have them do all these different poses, different expressions, just like this. And so it's kind of creepy. I don't know why the teeth are kind of creepy to me. I think it's like the blank look behind the eyes combined with the smile is a little bit off-putting. Yeah, that is all the buttons we have on this first tab, and then we can go here to the face tab. So one thing that they added, which I love this, is they added these face dots, so you can see what areas of the ZOI you are able to manipulate. These face dots were not here. If you look back at my first playtest I did like 9 months ago, yeah, these dots did not exist. You kind of just had to highlight which part of the face you wanted to push and pull, and within that you would be able to see what you can manipulate. And also I noticed that they have added a lot more sliders on the face, like you can grab more regions than you were able to, you know, 9 months ago, which is great to see that they're constantly evolving this. And one thing I will say is that you can make asymmetrical faces. So just with human anatomy, usually people's faces are not symmetrical. It's very common for people's faces to be asymmetrical, and so you are able to now replicate that. You can have one eye up here, one eye down here, you know what I mean? Like it's not limited to having a completely symmetrical face, which is something that inZOI has actually innovated with. I haven't ever seen that done with any other character creation system, albeit I haven't seen every character creation system in video gaming history, but you know what I mean? And so anyway, you can go in the basic edit mode here, and then you can swap to the more detailed mode, which just allows you to really get in there and like drag specific parts of the face that you may need for further refinement, which is really cool. Of course, on the right here, we have a bunch of face presets. I mean, we could swap through and click on all of these all day long. There is so many. This one actually looks like me. It's kind of weird. We could sit here all day long clicking through all of these, but I will spare you clicking through all of them. The next tab we have in here is hair. Again, I don't want to show all of the assets, but I will just draw attention to some of the really cool things. inZOI really lets you get in there and change specific parts of the hair with many different colors. I love the color wheel here. It is absolutely amazing. I just like that they added the ability to highlight different parts of the hair. Before, when I played 9 months ago, again, you could only color one part of the hair. And something I do want to mention, and this is really cool, is you can change the length of the hair dynamically. So if I wanted to shorten this hair, and I'm trying to make myself and I wanted to shorten it, I can do that right in here. I don't need to download, a modded version of this hair to make it shorter. This is really innovation. I think I've never again seen this done. And you can also change the ratio of highlights in the hair. You can make it a little bit more faded, and if I check on this button, it will make it so all of the hair on her head is the same color, which is a really nice quality of life improvement. And if I do decide to make the hair shorter, I'm able to change the edges. So we're gonna get in there really close. You can see how the edges, it looks like she just got her hair chopped like today. And so if I wanted to soften that, like, maybe it's been a few weeks since she got her hair cut, it's not going to be as sharp and, chopped, like I just took scissors to it. I can adjust the edge softness here to make that look a little bit softer, which is really cool. There is multiple tabs in here. We have a custom tab, which I assume when modding gets introduced in inZOI, you'll be able to have all of your custom hairs pop up under this tab. Right now though, I think it's just only the custom hair colors that the devs have created. So all the ones that have like interesting swatches and like dyed hair, I guess, is what is showing up in here currently. Okay, moving on to skin. I am so happy because if you watch my video from 9 months ago, I mentioned that I would really like to see these skin tones on a color wheel. Unfortunately, skin tones for assumedly the same reason are also on a swatch. I would really like to see these be on some sort of slider or even a color wheel in the future. And they decided to take that advice and they did it, which is amazing. And not only did they do that, but they added a lot of more details that you can put on your ZOI. So I can do brow crease, which I'm gonna zoom in really close so you guys can see like what that is doing. It's adding a little shadow right there on our face. We can do cheeks as well, make her cheeks look a little bit more hollowed. We can add smile lines. We can add a cleft chin. We can add some glow, a little bit of a sheen to her face. We can add eye bags, nasal bridge, a lip line, and a more refined jawline. A lot of cool features there, lots of details. If you're wondering why there's multiple swatches of the skin up here, I think it's because they add different like freckles on some of them. So they have like, this one has a freckle overlay on it. This one has like a freckle, a singular freckle on her nose there. So all of these different skins have different skin details, different markings on the skin and things like that. I also think that this has to do with undertones. So different races of people will have different undertones to their skin. And so through these swatches, you can more refinedly add that undertone that you have on your skin. Next up, we have eyes in here, and there are so many more swatches of eyes than there were. They are beautiful too. Like these eye assets are so gorgeous. And of course you can really get in there and color them like you want. We can do the inner iris, the outer iris. That is so scary actually. We can do eyes with stars in them. We can do some really nice detailed eyes. I love the array here. I love the selection. Lots of choice, which is really nice to see. We also have different eyebrows we can choose from, and you are able to change these independently of the hair. Of course, you can also match it to your hair if you would like. And then last but not least, in the eyes section, we can change. My cat's here, by the way. You can see his butt. He's decided to join us for the filming of this video. But you can add eyelashes, different lengths of eyelashes, a more natural look or a more glamorous look. And in here, you can change the color of the eyelashes independently of the hair as well. And you can also take eyelashes off altogether. If you don't want to have eyelashes on your ZOI, you're able to do that. All right, last in the face section, we have makeup. So we can go in here and add different highlighting and glow to the face in different regions, which is really nice because this is another way you can make yourself and create yourself, because everyone has different shading and highlights and high points of their face. So this just gives you more creative control, I think, of making a version of yourself in this game. We can also add blush, which these blushes are really nice. One thing I noticed was that I really liked the placement of this blush in specific. I don't have all these freckles on my face, and so I went in here and I noticed, oh my gosh, you can actually completely remove them all together. So if I like the placement and the highlighter of this specific blush, I am able to remove the freckles independently of the blush, which is really cool. Next up, we have eyeshadow. There's so many beautiful eyeshadow swatches in here. I know her eyelashes are kind of covering it, my bad, but you know, it's eyeshadow. Again, you can get in there, really customize everything in this category, which is amazing. We have eyeliner, much of the same as eyeshadow. I'm not gonna go in here and kind of comb through all these swatches, but you know, you get the gist. And then last but not least, we have lipstick. These are my favorite lips. I absolutely love the glossy look. I love a nice lip gloss. And you know, if you don't like the lip gloss look, there's also many other different kind of shades and swatches and details. My cat's butt is in the camera. Ooh. And yeah, so much customization. And then in each category, obviously we have the remove all makeup button, so we can have her go barefaced. Okay, so moving on from the face category, we have the body category, and I did have questions about the limits to which you can make your ZOI on the heavier side. And so I'm just gonna go and just pull each area of the body independently to the max range I can do. And so I'm gonna grab, oh, I can move my camera, whoopsie. Oh, let me go to the side and grab her stomach, grab her booty, grab her shoulders, grab her neck. So those are all the areas. I don't think oh, her chest as well. I need to go in here and grab. And then what is this? Is this like her, oh, is this her posture? Oh no, that's like the height of her breast. There is the higher limits I'm able to make my ZOI, and then I can also drag out the body weight slider here, and here is what that looks like. And then of course there is also a muscle slider as well, so if you want to make your ZOI like super jacked with a six-pack, you're able to do that. On to the outfit category. So we have outfits in here. You can save outfits, like if you like someone's outfit that they made on canvas, you are able to save it in here and then apply that to your ZOI. So for example, like if I downloaded this outfit from canvas, that's how you can do it. And then you can also remove all clothing just like that. You can delete your custom outfits if you want. You can also sort by date added, and you can also add filters, my creations, downloaded, and default creations, which is pretty cool. This was a collaboration inZOI did, and the participants in this contest, in the CLO and MD contest, were able to get their outfits actually put in inZOI, and these ones are really nice. I think they're too high fashion for what I would use in my game realistically. Like these are kind of, some of them are kind of like clubbing outfits a little bit, but they are there and they're really nice. The texture on them is really nice. The detail on these clothes is really nice. I mean, it just looks beautiful. And we also have some of these ones. I'm not going to go through every like clothing asset because we would be here all day, but I'm sure you guys have probably seen in other creators videos and things like that, all of the outfit combinations that have been in here. And then perhaps the coolest feature in inZOI is the ability to dynamically change articles of clothing. When I last played, the only thing you were able to do this with was shirts. So you can adjust the neckline of a shirt, the arms of a shirt, and then the sort of midsection for a shirt. But now you can do it with pants as well. So you can choose to have shorts, you can choose to have like a more calf length pants and other variations there. And then there's also different waistlines to these pants as well. And then last but not least, we are now able to also do skirts, which is pretty cool. The last category in Create-a-ZOI is the accessories here. And of course we have hats. One thing I will say is that with all of the hairs, they do fit underneath a hat, so there is minimal clipping. I say as there's clipping through the hat, but you know what I mean, like it's catered to be able to work on all of the hairs that are currently in the game, which is really nice. I do wonder when we get mods for inZOI how this is going to work for creators. Like, are they going to be allowed to make a hair mesh that will sit underneath a hat? I don't know. We also have glasses in here, which is really cool. Some nice selection of glasses. We have necklaces, which you can of course customize and change the color of everything. We have earrings in here, we have hair accessories, we have some cat ears in here, perfect for inZOI considering there's literally a cat on the front of the game. And last but not least, this is the newest thing and thing I am most excited for because I love having my nails done. We are able to now do our nails in inZOI, which of course you can also change. That's the main thing about inZOI, is you can change the color of everything if you wanted to. I do want to mention here the AI texture feature. So whatever article of clothing you see that has this little base, like little box on it, you are able to add an AI texture. I don't know the logistics about what they are training this AI on. I'm not here to debate the ethical nature of generative AI. I'm just here to show you the features that inZOI has. But for example, here I am able to type in a prompt. My cat's butt is in the way, so I'm gonna type in orange cat because he is being a little orange boy there right now, and he's being a ham. He's like laying in front of my desk. You can't see him, but he's there. We get this nice screen that says generating AI texture. This may take some time. Okay, there we go. So now I have an orange cat. So I'm gonna save that to my AI texture, and there we go. There's our little orange cat pattern, and I think you're able to scale this up, or that might be something that's only in, oh yeah, you can adjust the horizontal position. I can make it larger. I can also add a gloss to the shirt if I wanted to, so you can really get in there. As you can see, I did some other designs. I did some floral designs in here. Some of them did not turn out the best, but I guess that's the risk you run when you use generative AI, is sometimes things don't quite look right. But you know, cool feature. You can also do this in the buy mode, but that is going to be a separate video. You can't adjust the color or like the hue of it, so whatever you get generated is what you get generated. And then of course you can go over here and click the little trash bin to delete any of the generative AI swatches that you're not too fond of. So I just live linked my phone here to inZOI, and I'm going to show you guys the facial capture. This wasn't available last time, I don't think. This looks so creepy, by the way. This wasn't available in inZOI last time in Create-a-ZOI, but they decided to add it. And I also think what's really cool about this, the cool thing about this too, is that I think the further along Unreal Engine gets with developing this, the better it will be. So that's cool. Maybe sometime we'll have like really natural facial expressions, because it's not a perfect system. It looks a little stiff, looks a little rigid, but it is there. I was thinking that this would be cool for VTubers to use. Maybe they could use this. I don't know, but I think it has a long way to come, but it is there if you want to use it. Last but not least, on the top next to the facial capture button that we just checked out is the photo mode. So this is a more detailed way that you can pose your ZOI, position them, and I think they're gonna add couples posing as well in here, because if you look, we have couple A and then we have couple B, so it lead me to believe that they're gonna add the ability to pose multiple ZOI at once. Unfortunately right now we can't, and I would also assume that they're soon going to add the animations that you can put in here, because if you look right here, there's a play button, which I think would mean that they're gonna let you play out the animation maybe. So pretty cool. You can make some GIFs really easily, I would think, in this studio with that feature. But as you can see, when I mouse over video, it says it's under development. I know that the dev said this is going to be really cool to use on social media. You can also adjust the field of view, so if I want to go all the way zoomed out I can, and also the depth of field, so if the camera's like not in focus, you can manually go ahead and focus. And you can also directly crop out the background. I should test and see, does this make her, I wonder if this makes her a PNG, so the background will be cut out. Let's see. No, the background is still blue. As you can see, it's still making the background blue. It's not like a PNG where it cuts her out of it, so you would have to go into like editing software and remove the background out. But yeah, and then the last button we have in here is the filter, which this is going to be really interesting. My cat is like all in my business right now. He just wants to be the star of this video. So this is going to be really interesting, because what this will actually, the filter is what they'll allow you to do, and you can use these in game as well. You can use the cartoon filter, for example, if you have a not so powerful computer and you want to hide like the low graphics you may have to run your game on. So these can be really interesting and really useful if you are running like that. I love this fisheye one. Look at her. She is beauty. She is grace. Here are all the rest of the filters as well. Something else I forgot to include when I was recording this video is that you can set relationships in Create-a-ZOI. So I can set married couple, I can set siblings, and I can set roommates, and you are able to make same-sex couples married in Create-a-ZOI. All right, guys, so that is my overview of all of the stuff that is in Create-a-ZOI right now. I am pleasantly surprised with how much progress even Create-a-ZOI, and I know the game has improved a lot since I last played, but there have been tons of improvements, and also stuff that they took that I recommended, like these skin tones on a color wheel from a swatch, which was a really great choice. But let me know what you guys think of Create-a-ZOI, and are you going to be playing it when it gets dropped on August 21st? I think everyone should check it out at least once. It is free after all, and it's gonna be on Steam if you don't know. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this inZOI video. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out guys.